I crashed out at the Fortnite Pro-Am, creating arguably the most viral moment from the tournament.
So stupid. I may as well not be playing.
And I'm here to explain why I crashed out so hard, if I really did cut the power to the entire venue, and secrets from behind the scenes that no one else has shared, all here in this video. So Fortnite hosted a $500,000 pro and amateur tournament where 20 pros were partnered with 20 amateurs, like me, content creators, and all flown out to LA for a massive tournament. I was partnered with Mongrel, a UK pro player, and we'd played exactly 0 games before landing in LA, despite everyone expecting us to come last. Like, I'm a competitive guy. I wanted to at least try and do as well as possible, but I just couldn't sync up with him. Honestly, the main reason I went out was to meet other creators. I knew people like Lachlan and Loserfruit really well, but had never met Nick A30 or Cypher PK in real life. This was an incredible moment to come together in one place, and I met loads of amazing people. I actually recorded lots of awesome content that will be coming out in short form, so make sure you're subscribed. And other creators there, like Clicks and Lacey, were live streaming all the time to tens of thousands of people.
So much horror, bro. Like, actually insane how much horror one has.
But I'd still had 0 practice games with my duo. As I was sat there looking around at everyone else practicing, I checked my phone to find out that Mongrel had decided to drop us on the #1 team in the tournament, Peterbot and Aussie Antics, right in Slurpy Swamp. Bearing in mind, I have not talked to Mongrel, played any games with him at this point. I sat there looking at my phone saying, okay, you know what? It'll be good content to try and land on Peterbot, but we're definitely screwed. Mongrel actually admitted on Clix' stream that he was just impression farming and never intended to send us directly on to Peterbot.
I'm gonna be real. This is an impression farm. Oh. But everyone believed it, so what? Wait, you're not leaving? I don't know why we're landing.
If you don't know this kid, one of the multiple viral moments I ended up being involved in is a shot of Peterbot warming up and the camera panning to me just looking like my world was over. And I knew how good Peterbot was. I'd seen pro players practice in real life. I think in that clip, honestly, I was just zoned out. At this point, the world thought I was going to try and contest him, and the realization of how screwed I was coming over my face. Finally, though, Mongrel and I did meet up, and to be fair to him, we got along so well. I knew we would. We had good vibes, good energy. I genuinely do not mind at all that we didn't practice anywhere near as much as everyone else, because it was actually dedicated practice time on stage in a tournament setting the day before the tournament was live streamed, and the games actually went quite well. The first few games were a little rough, 17th place, 13th place, but in our third practice game, we actually managed to come 8th, proving that we could do a lot better than last place if we locked in. The tournament prize pool money was distributed pretty nicely. Even if you came last, you were getting money. We were playing in reload, so you had a chance to respawn. But as we'd go on to find out, getting anywhere near placement points was insanely hard with how stacked this tournament was. So game day arrived, and it was time for our walkouts. I wanted to reference one of my iconic memes, so I did a slow 360 as I walked out. I completely forgot that Epic had told us not to do any like finger gun stuff at the camera, and I did it anyway. Hopefully they didn't mind, but a lot of people loved our walkout, and we were locked in, ready for our games. Now, as I told you, we weren't actually going to drop on Peterbot. This is how all of the drops looked divided up. We decided we were going to take the space just under Peterbot here in the little swampy area. Looking back, to be honest with you, it was still way too close to Peterbot, but this area was pretty nice. We were between a lot of strong teams, but the reload map is so small that you're always going to be close to people. And at the beginning of the games, it was giving us enough time to get a pretty decent amount of loot and also decent weaponry. We weren't coming under fire too early on, which is always the main thing in a competitive game. You don't want to get killed straight away, otherwise you're in for a bad time. As the game progressed, we decided to go into the edge of Slurpy, as it's such a big POI that surely Peterbot hadn't looted it all, and we were right. A lot of it was still unlooted, but at this point, Peter noticed that we were here and started gunning for us.
Yep, do you want to come in?
It's Mongrel, it's Mongrel.
Mongrel got into a gunfight, and I didn't realize he was actually fighting Peterbot at this point, dealing a lot of damage to Peterbot and letting me know that I should come over and try and help. I was struggling to find him and also trying to avoid his teammate, Aussie Antics, at the same time. But I did manage to finally rotate in as Mongrel hit Peterbot again, and in this very first game, the tournament could have been a very different game, as I come up behind Peterbot, shoot him in the back, but don't quite kill him. I literally knocked him down to 20 HP. Imagine I killed Peterbot, the world's greatest Fortnite player, in the very first game. How different things would have gone. I never would have been killed on. Maybe we would have won the first game. gave us hope. We were contesting the best players in the game, and we were actually doing okay. Now, because we didn't want to get into too much trouble by trying to kill other players, we were going for placement points, but as we realized, it's so hard. You have to last so long. You need a lot of luck. You need incredible setup. And in the first game, I was rotating in. I just got separated from Mongrel and got taken down. But Mongrel has won an FNCS. It was many years ago, and he managed to lock in, doing an incredible job, surviving and staying out of the way of action for a really long time, using his grappler super effectively, but having no build to actually do anything. He was just trying to survive as long as possible. He almost took height, but players were up there. It was a little bit too risky, and he ends up landing on 2 Brazilian players. Flake's power, an icon skin, and his teammate taking out both of them. But there's no siphon, so he gets no health back, gets killed in the storm. But for a first game, we did okay. Despite lasting so long, that was only 14th place. No placement points, but some kills. I think it's put us around 13th on the leaderboard for that first game. The vibes were good, honestly, after that point. Now, game 2. I forgot this as well, but I was already started to be kill farmed in the second game. This is not the game with all the viral moments that ended up happening and me losing the plot a little bit, but trying to land back in after being rebooted was so hard. Everyone knew it was me coming in, and as soon as I respawned, they'd look up in the sky and started shooting me, even if I was trying to fly to the ground as quick as possible. I just couldn't rejoin Mongrel. His setup wasn't incredible, so game 2 wasn't that great. Game 3, however, we continued dropping at the same POI, and things got off to a far better start, this time successfully avoiding Peterbot, sticking together like glue, and even getting a chance for a little bit of action and some shooting at other players. It felt like I was in the tournament now, actually making a difference. In this game, we even managed to hold high ground at one point, and I had an opportunity just to spray and shoot at all the other players that were below us, trying to rotate in, dealing a bit of damage and trying to get some eliminations as well, but people build so fast, and I'm a 0 builds player, people. Don't forget that in the context of this tournament, everyone else is very good at builds, and I haven't touched a mode in years. Mongrel shouting at me just to shoot at people, try and annoy them, but I think people realized it may have been us up the top there, and again, because they know we're probably the weakest duo in the tournament, we were a big target, and I unfortunately got separated from Mongrel as he went a little bit further ahead in the sky base. I kept on shooting people, but not doing too much damage, and got trapped away from him, trying to rotate in. I successfully made it off the high ground, but as I fell down trying to link up with him, I started getting shot at. My wall got taken, and I couldn't quite get away. Mongrel held it down for a little bit longer. It was just so fun playing with him. Like, pro players are genuinely just built different. It is insane. Despite being really endgame here, like the circle is so small, we still only came 12th, so that's no placement points at all. And then game 4 happened. This is where things took a turn for the worse, and I may have crashed out pretty hard.
Bro, I'm about to back out. I'm about to back out.
Our drop spot was still working well. We'd managed to avoid being taken down despite running into Ronaldo and Canada, who were near us as well. Mongrel ended up getting a pick with the sniper at one of the buildings very close to where we landed, and we decided to push in, make sure we were getting the elim and the point to our name. But dude, pushing anyone in this tournament, pro or amateur, is never easy, even if they're weak. And as I tried to come in and help him, Peterbot again realized that we were nearby, shocked wave into us. Bro just landed on my head and absolutely destroyed me, and this is where things went downhill. All the teams around us started building up and creating mini bases just so they could shoot up at me as I respawned in to get a free kill on me. Remember, every elimination is worth 1 point, and since placement points are so hard to get, these kills give huge points to everyone, so they were gunning for me.
Jack, you're so bad, bro.
Dude, this is what I mean. Like, it's so cold, bro.
The obvious reason for my crash out is the fact that I was just getting killed over and over. But the real reason behind it is the annoyance in the fact that my account was locked to using my skin.
This is stupid. Let me change my skin so people stop harming me, bro.
It was a bug. It was not meant to happen. But no matter how many cosmetic changes I made before or after my game, it would always spawn me in with the Allier skin. Meaning, in any game, whenever anyone got a little glimpse or glance of my icon skin, they knew it was me, and they could gun at us to get an easy elim. Let's say, for example, I was wearing any skin I wanted. You never know who was who on the map, especially as the game went on and the circles brought everyone together. I literally almost almost left the game. It was like an old COD rage quitting instinct just to bring up the menu and back out. I think if I had done that, Epic may have been quite annoyed. It may have even disqualified that game if I'd done it. Just knowing that everyone was looking for my skin in the air and there was nothing I could do for any of the games to avoid being focused, it just sent me over the edge.
So stupid. I may as well not be playing.
Now, I was also told, and everyone was told, that our microphones would not be broadcasted to our streams. This was the initial plan. You'd only just watch us play. You wouldn't hear us. So I didn't know people on stream could hear me crashing out.
What the is this?
Obviously, I'm family friendly in my content, but I do swear from time to time, and this is one of those moments that really got to me. So apologies for any kids that were watching. You also were not allowed your phone on the stage. So I had no way of reading messages for anyone on my team or any friends that were watching telling me that I'm swearing on stream. I had no idea what was going on outside of his tournament. I just wanted people to stop shooting me. It's like everyone had a minigun and auto aim fired me all at once. But the thing is that people don't realize, because the clips online of his moment have millions of views, hundreds of thousands of likes, and people are on my side. So many people came up to me and said they felt bad, which I really appreciate. Peterbot and Aussie Antics even said they felt bad when they were doing this to me.
Oh yeah, I'm so sorry wherever you are, man.
They even were kind enough to say, please use code ALIA.
Use code ALIA in the item shop or something, bro. Like, hook my man up.
There's a little bit of a sorry for how many times I was getting farmed. And if you do feel sorry for me, you and your friends can go into the bottom right hand corner of your item shop, pop in code ALIA. Just having it there whenever you get anything in Fortnite is the best way to support me. So I do appreciate it. But despite getting farmed so hard, I did actually manage to come back and land successfully. I went into the storm, jumped on a zip line and managed to run away. I even managed to slowly rotate in at the edge of storm with none of the other players knowing that I'd managed to come back. But then something really bad happened. I ended up just behind a giant pool of loot. Materials, weapons, shields. I genuinely thought, despite how much of a bad time I just had, we were back in this game. But then, out of nowhere, suddenly all of our games froze. All the streams went offline. Something really bad had happened. There were so many viral clips online saying that I DDoSed or I turned the power off at the event because I was just raging so hard. Obviously, that is not the case. I think there was a power or internet issue, so everything got taken offline. So actually, all the kills that were farmed on me by those pro players did not count because the game crashed. I had pro players telling to me like, dude, Ali, you got to get away from Peterbot. He's farming kills on you. I'm like, I know he is. I'm trying to survive here. With there being 6 games in total, and the 4th one you just see not counting, we had 3 more games to play. After the power came back online, we all went back to our setups to play the final 3 games. Me and Mongrel actually swapped our drop spots up, landing in different areas, trying to avoid being farmed. It did not go well. We didn't really know what loot was there. And all that ended up happening was that Peterbot actually just farmed other creators. The same thing that happened to me ended up happening to Lachlan and Cypher. You just cannot stop this kid. He's a literal demon. And despite what everyone said, we did actually end up coming last. I really didn't want to. I'm a competitive guy at heart. We got destroyed. Peterbot came first, as you expect. But the question is, will I ever play in a pro-am again? Look, okay, maybe with 0 builds, I'd have a chance. Do you guys think I should try and lock in and become a lot better at builds again? And despite how hard I got memed, I genuinely did have a really good time. A big shout out to all the creators I met. I got loads of awesome Fortnite videos coming your way, so I'll see you on one of them soon. Thank you so much for watching. I'm officially quitting Fortnite. Never playing again. Nah, I'm kidding.